So we continue off. Savitri. Book 7, the Book of Yoga. Canto 4, the Triple Soul Forces. Fresh apples from the growers market in Grants Pass, Oregon. $2 a pound. Got 2 pounds for $4. So yummy. Got a bushel of the best fresh carrots I've ever had. I'm bunny rabbit at heart. $2. All I gotta get is a crock pot. I got it popping. Continuing on. We're in 319. The sun and the moon are lights upon my path. Air was invented for my lungs to breathe. Conditioned as a wide and wall-less space for my winged chariot's wheels to cleave a road, the sea was made for me to swim and sail, and bear my golden commerce on its back. It laughs, cloven by my pleasure's gliding keel. I laugh at its black stare and fate and death. The earth is my floor, the sky my living's roof. All was prepared through many a silent age. God made experiments with animal shapes, then only when all was ready I was born. I was born weak and small and ignorant, a helpless creature in a difficult world. Traveling through my brief years with death at my side, I have grown greater than nature, wiser than God. I have made real what she never dreamed. I have seized her powers and harnessed for my work. Excuse me, all. Sorry about that, YouTube land. I had to take that call. It's from my best friend in Houston, who is taking care of my guardian angel, my sweet puppy dog, Miss Piggy Beetles. She's doing good. She's laying at his feet, looking at the parrot that he has on his chest, kind of like, who is you? But she's doing well. I'm very fortunate to have such a good friend watch over my puppy dog as I move along to Oregon to continue my adventure. If it wasn't for him doing that for me, I don't know if this would be possible. It would definitely be a lot more difficult. So, to you, brother, I love you. Thank you. All The sun and the moon are lights upon my path. Air was invented for my lungs to breathe. Conditioned as a wide and wall-less space for my winged chariot's wheels to cleave a road. The sea was made for me to swim and sail and bear my golden commerce on its back. It laughs, cloven by my pleasure's gliding keel. I laugh at its black stare of fate and death. The earth is my floor, the sky my living's roof. All was prepared through many a silent age. God made experiments with animal shapes, and only when I was ready I was born. I was born weak and small and ignorant, a helpless creature in a difficult world. Traveling through my brief years with death at my side, I have grown greater than nature, wiser than God. I have made real what she never dreamed. I have seized her powers and harnessed for my work. I have shaped her metals and new metals made. I will make glass and raiment out of milk. Make iron, velvet, water, unbreakable stone. Like God in his auspice of artist skill, mold from one primal plasm protean forms in single nature multitudinous lives, multitude multitudinous lives. Multitudinous lives. All that imagination can conceive, and mind intangible, remold anew. In matters plastic, solid, and concrete, no magic can surpass my magic skill. There is no miracle I shall not achieve. What God imperfect left I will complete. Out of a tangled mind and half-made soul, his sin and error I will eliminate. What he invented not I shall invent. He was the first creator, I am the last. I have found the atoms for which he built the worlds, the first tremendous cosmic energy. Missioned shall leap to slay my enemy kin, expunge a nation or abolish a race, death's silence leave where there was laughter and joy. Or the fissured invisible shall spin God's force to extend my comforts and expand my wealth, to speed my car which now the lightnings drive, and turn the engines of my miracles. I will take his means of sorcery from his hands, and do with him greater wonders than his best. Yet through it all I have kept my balanced thought, I have studied my being, I have examined the world. I have grown a master of the arts of life, I have tamed the wildest beast. Trained to be my friend, he guards my house, looks up, waiting my will. I have taught my kind to serve and obey, I have used the mystery of the cosmic waves to see far distance and to hear far words. I have conquered space and knitted close all earth. Soon I shall know the secrets of the mind. I play with knowledge and with ignorance, and sin and virtue my inventions are. I can transcend or sovereignly use. I shall know mystic truths, seize occult powers. I shall slay my enemies with a look or thought. I shall sense the unspoken feelings of all hearts, and see and hear the hidden thoughts of men. When earth is mastered, I shall conquer heaven. The gods shall be my aids or menial folk. No wish I harbor unfulfilled shall die. Omnipotence and omniscience shall be mine. And Savitri heard the voice, the warped echo heard. And turning to her being of power, she spoke, Madonna of might, mother of works and force. Thou art a portion of my soul, put forth to help mankind, to help the travail of time. Because thou art in him, man hopes and dares. Because thou art, men's souls can climb the heavens and walk like gods in the presence of the Supreme, but without wisdom, power is like a wind. It can breathe upon the heights and kiss the sky. It cannot build the extreme external things. Thou hast given men strength, wisdom thou couldst not give. One day I will return a bringer of light. Then I will give thee the mirror of God. Thou shalt see a world as thou shalt see self and world as by him they are seen. Reflected in the bright pool of thy soul, thy wisdom shall be vast in thy power. Thy wisdom shall be vast as thy power. Then hate shall dwell no more in human hearts, and fear and weakness shall desert men's lives. The cry of the ego shall be hushed within, its lion roar that claims the world as food. All shall be might and bliss and happy force. Ascending still her spirit's upward route, she came into a high and happy space. A wide tower of vision whence all could be seen, and all was centered in a single view. And when by distance separate scenes grow one, and a harmony is made of hues at war, the wind was still and fragrance packed the air. There was a carol of birds and murmur of bees. And all that is common and natural and sweet, yet intimately divine to heart and soul, and nearness thrilled the spirit to its source, and the deepest things seemed obvious, close, and true. Here, living center of that vision of peace, a woman set in clear and crystal light. Heaven had unveiled its luster in her eyes. Her feet were moonbeams. Her face was a bright sun. Her smile could persuade a dead, lacerated heart to live again and feel the hands of calm. Whew, that's serious business. A low music heard became her floating voice. O Savitri, I am thy secret soul. I have come down to the wounded, desolate earth, to heal her pangs and lull her heart to rest, and lay her head upon the mother's lap, that she may dream of God and know his peace, and draw the harmony of higher spheres into the rhythm of the earth's rude troubled days. I show to her the figures of bright gods, and bring strength and solace of her struggling life. High things that now are only words and forms are revealed to her in the body of their power. I am peace that steals into man's war-worn breast. Amid the rain of hell, his acts create a hostel where heaven's messengers can lodge. I am clarity with the kindly hands that bless. I am silence mid the noisy tramp of life. I am knowledge pouring on her cosmic map. I am the anomalies of the human heart, where good and evil are close bedfellows, and light is by darkness dogged at every step. Where his largest knowledge is in ignorance, I am the power that labors towards the best, and works for God and looks upward towards the heights. I make even sin and error stepping stones, and all experience a long march towards light. Out of the inconscient I build consciousness, and lead through death to reach immortal life. Many are God's forms by which he grows in man. They stamp his thoughts and deeds with divinity, uplift the stature of the human clay, or slowly transmute into the heaven's gold. He is the good for which men fight and die. He is the war of right with Titan wrong. He is freedom rising deathless from the pyre. He is valor guarding still the desperate pass, or lone and erect on the shattered barricade, or sentinel in the dangerous echoing night. He is the crown of the martyr burned in flame, and the glad resignation of the saint, and the courage indifferent to the wounds of time, and the hero might wrestling with death and fate. He is wisdom incarnate in a glorious throne, and the calm autocracy of the sage's rule. He is the high and solitary thought, aloof above the ignorant multitude. He is the prophet's voice, the sight of the seer. He is beauty, nectar of the passionate soul. He is the truth by which the spirit lives. He is the riches of the spiritual vast. Poured out in heaving streams of indignant life, he is eternity lured from honor to honor, from hour to hour. He is infinity in a little space. He is immortality in the arms of death. These powers I am, and at my call they come. Thus slowly I lift man's soul nearer the light. But human minds cling to its ignorance, and to the littleness the human heart, and to its littleness the human heart, and to its right, to grief the earthly life. Only when eternity takes time by the hand, only when infinity weds the finite's thought, can man be free from himself and live with God. I bring meanwhile the gods upon earth. I bring back hope to the despairing heart. I give peace to the humble and the great, and shed my grace on the foolish and the wise. I shall save earth, if earth consents to be saved. Then love shall at last unwounded treads earth's soil. Man's mind shall admit the sovereignty of truth, and body bear the immense descent of God. She spoke, and from the ignorant nether plane a cry, a warped echo, naked and shuddering came, the voice of the sin-shackled human mind. I'm going to take a break right here. I'll be right back. These fresh apples. As Dan Winter would say, we still have a lot of energetic capacitance, a lot of natural earth energy from our loving mother Gaia still inside that live food. That's why it pops when you bite into it. That's that energetic love saying, hiya! Enjoy. Carried its proud complaint of godlike power, edged by the limits of mortal thoughts, bound in the chains of earthly ignorance. Imprisoned in his body and his brain, the mortal cannot see God's mighty whole, only share in his vast and deep identity, who stands unguessed within our ignorant hearts, and knows all things because he is one with all. Man only sees the cosmic surfaces, then wondering what he may lie hid from the sense, a little way he delves to depths below. But soon he stops, he cannot reach life's core, or commune with throbbing heart of things. He sees the naked body of the truth. Thought often baffled by her endless garbs, but cannot look upon her soul within. Then furious for a knowledge absolute, her tears, all details, out and stabs and digs. Only the shapes contents he holds for use. The spirit escapes or dies beneath his knife. He seizes a blank stretch, a giant waste, the crowding riches of infinity. The finite he has made his central field. Its plan dissects, the masters its processes, that which moves, all is hidden from his gaze. His poring eyes miss the unseen behind, he has the blind man's subtle, unerring touch, or the slow traveler's sight of distant scenes. The soul's revealing contacts are not his. Yet is he visited by intuitive light. An inspiration comes from the unknown, but only reasons and sense he feels are sure. Then only are his trusted witnesses, thus is he balked, his splendid effort vain. His knowledge scans bright pebbles on the shore of the huge ocean of his ignorance. Yet grandiose were the accents of that cry, a cosmic pathos trembled in its tone. I am the mind of God's great ignorant world, ascending to knowledge by the steps he made. I am the all-discovering thought of man. I am a God fettered by matter and sense. That was the truth, but not anymore. We can bust it out that mold. An animal prisoned in a fence of thorns, a beast of labor asking for his food, a smith tied to his anvil and his forge. Yet have I loosened the cord, enlarged my room. I have mapped the heavens and analyzed the stars, described their orbits through the grooves of space, measured the miles that separate the suns, computed their longevity in time. I have delved into the earth's bowels and torn out the riches guarded by their dull brown soil. I have clashed the changes of their stony crust, and of her biography discovered the dates. Rescued the pages of all nature's plan. The tree of evolution I have sketched, each branch and twig and leaf in its own place. In the embryo track, the history of forms, and the genealogy framed in all that lives. I have detected plasma and cell and gene. The protozoa traced man's ancestors, the humble origins from whom he rose. I know he was born and how he dies. Only what end he serves I know not yet. Or if there is aim at all to, or any end, or push of rich, creative, purposeful joy in the wide works of the terrestrial power. I have caught her intricate processes, none is left. Her huge machinery is in my hands. I have seized the cosmic energies for my use. I have poured on her infinitesimal elements, and her indivisible atoms have unmasked. All matter is a book I have pursued, only some pages now are left to read. I have seen the ways of life, the paths of mind, I have studied the methods of ant and ape, and the behavior learned of man and worm. If God is at work, his secrets I have found, but still the cause of things is left in doubt. Their truth flees from pursuit into a void, where all has been explained, nothing is known. What choose the process whence the power sprang? I know not, and perhaps shall never know. A mystery is this almighty nature's birth. A mystery is the elusive stream of mind. A mystery the protean freak of life. What I have learned, chance leaps to contradict. What I have built is seized and torn by fate. I can foresee the acts of matter's force, but not the march of the destiny of man. He is driven upon paths he did not choose. He falls trampled underneath the rolling wheels. The great philosophies are a reasoned guess. Oh, shit. The mystic heavens that claim the human soul are a charlatanism of the imagining brain. All is a speculation or a dream. In the end, the world itself becomes a doubt. The infinitesimal's jest mocks mass and shape. A laugh peals from the infinite's finite mask. Perhaps the world is an error of our sight. A trick repeated in each flash of sense, an unreal mind hallucinates the soul. Where the stressed vision of false reality or a dance of Maya veils the void unborn. Even if a greater consciousness I could reach, what profit is it then for thought to win? A real which is forever ineffable, or hunt to its lair the boundless self, or make the unknowable the target of the soul? Who knows? Nay, let me work within my mortal bounds, not live beyond life nor think beyond the mind. Our smallness saves us from the infinite. In a frozen grandeur lone and desolate, call me not to die the greater eternal death, left naked of my own humanity in the chill vast of the spirit's boundlessness. Each creature by its nature limits lives. And how can one evade his native fate? Human I am, human let me remain, till in the inconscient I fall dumb and asleep. And sleep, a high insanity, a chimera is this, to think that God lives hidden in the clay, and that eternal truth can dwell in time, and call to her to save ourself and world. How can man grow immortal and divine, transmuting the very stuff of which he is made? This wizard gods may dream, not thinking men. And Savitri heard the voice she warped answer heard. 23:33 on the clock. And turning to her, being of light, she spoke, Madonna of light, mother of joy and peace, thou art a portion of myself put forth to raise the spirit to its forgotten heights, and wake the soul by touches of the heavens, because thou art, the soul draws near to God. Because thou art, love grows in spite of hate, and knowledge walks unslain in the pit of night. But not by showering heaven's golden rain upon the intellect's hard and rocky soil can the tree of paradise flower on earthly ground, and the bird of paradise sit upon life's boughs, and the winds of paradise visit mortal air. Even if thou rain down intuition's rays, the mind of man will think it earth's own gleam. His spirit by spiritual ego sink, or his soul dream shut in sainthood's brilliant cell, where only a bright shadow of God can come. His hunger for the eternal thou must nurse, and fill his yearning heart with heaven's fire, and bring God down into his body and life. One day I will return, his hand in mine, and thou shalt see the face of the Absolute. Then shall the holy marriage be achieved. Then shall the divine family be born. Then shall be light and peace in all the worlds. Period. End of Canto 4. Next, Canto 5, Finding the Soul. 7, the Book of Yoga from Savitri. Thank you for joining me. Healing, love, and light, all one.